Hello everyone, and in this video we're going to be tier listing the characters from the most recent patch of Smash Remix, that's 1.15.2. So we'll just go right down the line, and we're not going to count boss characters like Giga Bowser here, and we're not going to count characters like Supersonic or Spider-Man that are mod characters that aren't from the official patch of that game. So let's get started. Mario. Mario is definitely a B tier character. He's still got a lot of stuff from Smash 64 in the original game, and unfortunately, a lot of the characters from Smash Remix are completely untouched or non-rebalanced. But I think within the meta of Smash Remix, he does see like a huge benefit from the fact that there's more characters in the game and not everyone's just going to be straight up choosing Pikachu. So I think the things that he has in this game and the combos he can do, particularly on characters like Bowser or Wario or even Ganondorf, just make him quite a bit better. Same with Donkey Kong. I think having that grappler character in this game really is beneficial. Um, and with the increase in characters like Peppy and Slippy, which are, like that kind of spacey archetype, yeah, Donkey Kong really thrives against Spaceys. I think like Donkey Kong has like a 50-50 matchup with Fox, and then maybe 60-40 with Falco and 60-40 with Slippy and Peppy. But well, no one has a 60-40 against Peppy because Peppy has that stupid down B. But from what I understand, that's banned in most tournaments. I think like the only Spacey he straight up loses to is Wolf. Link, he's still bad. Not much to be said. He did not benefit from this meta at all. In fact, I think it made him even worse, and I think Link is probably still the worst character in the game by a country mile. I can't think of another character on this list that's even comes close to as bad as Link is. The next up is Samus. Samus is like C tier. She has a really hard time getting in on characters like Sonic and Marth, and particularly characters like Goemon and Marina, like these projectile heavy characters. And like Goemon side B really just mess her up, and like the thing that was making her really useful, like her chain grab, which, or not her chain grab, but her like grab from a distance, has become significantly less useful, even though it wasn't useful to begin with in base 64. Yoshi is definitely S tier. Down air strings, down air, up tilt, down air is insane, and yes, you can SDI out of it, but a lot of times if the Yoshi's halfway decent, you're just going to get caught in it anyway. That back air is disgusting, that forward air is disgusting. Yoshi is definitely S tier, without a question. Next up, we have Kirby. Kirby is also S tier, a little bit above Yoshi. Um, I think Kirby also definitely thrives in the meta of Smash Remix because, like, look at some of the new characters you have. You have Ganondorf, you have Falco, you have Dark Samus, you have Bowser, um, you have Mewtwo, King Dedede, the Slippy Peppy, Goemon, Banjo. Like, a lot of those characters have really big player models, and like the bigger your player model, the harder it is to SDI out of something, because obviously there's more character to be hit by like Kirby's down air, for example, and like up tilt, sorry, strings. And Kirby definitely is winning most, if not all, of those matchups. And in fact, like the only one, ironically, who I think beats Kirby is also Wolf. Just ironic because Wolf was beating DK2. I think Wolf is definitely a super duper busted top tier but we'll get there. Fox, A tier. He's just really solid all around. Got really solid combos. Got an infinite, which you can't use in tournament, but that up air is really good. That down smash is really good. Jab up smash is a true combo at almost any percent. Yeah, he's just insane. Pikachu. What's to be said that hasn't been said about Pikachu already? S tier. Luigi, definitely F tier. Again, not really helped by this meta. I mean, like, I think he has a couple matches that he kind of wins. I think he kind of beats DDD, but I think that's probably like 40 or 60-40 his favor. Like, if you have a halfway decent DDD who knows how to get out of like down air up B, like, you're just done. It's over for Luigi. Captain Falcon, in this meta, like if this were regular Smash 64, I'd be putting him in A tier here. like top of A tier, just a little bit better than Fox. But in the context of remix, I think he goes definitely an S. I mean, if you can go down the line, he beats all of these characters, and he beats them handily, like really handily. I don't. I can. He beats Wolf. He beats Peppy with down B. He beats so many of these characters. Like, I'm just looking down here. I think Young Link is the only one who would really give him trouble because Falcon has a hard time getting in on zoners in this game. Ness, I'm gonna go with C tier on this one. Ness doesn't really have a lot of interesting things that he can do to mix up against some of the newer cast, and like against the broad strokes of the original 64 game, he had interesting things that he could do, and I would probably put him in B tier if this were Smash 64. But this is Smash 64 Remix, and he just loses way too many matchups to be in B tier. I think he's definitely better than Samus, though. Now, Jigglypuff's like a solid top of B tier here. Better than Mario, better than DK, better than all these characters down here. I know that's kind of an unpopular opinion, but just having a true string off of down air neutral B, which kills at like 40% on the side of the stage, that like rising pound recovery, being able to mix off stage, up air, comboing into whatever the hell you want it to, up air, down B, side B can sometimes come. Like this character is insanely busted, and unfortunately, I think the broad strokes of the Smash 64 community have really given her a bad rep because I think she just takes the right pilot, kind of like Hungrybox and Melee, and this character would have success in that game. Ganondorf is an S tier character. He's just better Falcon in this game, which is funny because typically Ganondorf is worse Falcon in the game, but in this one I think Ganondorf is just head and shoulders better than Captain Falcon. He has armor on a ton of his moves. His neutral B is fast, and I do mean fast. Like, you see people hit Warlock punches in this game way more than you see people hit Falcon punch. He is a god tier level character with a god tier spike that combos into itself. Like, you can do down air, forward air, down air, up air, down air, whatever the hell you want, pretty much. Like, this character is insanely broken. Young Link is top of A tier. I think the movement speed increase from regular Link, the bomb chews, the increased recovery, some of those combos he can do off of forward air, up air. He has a lot of really good tools. His boomerang sets up for a lot of stuff on and off stage. He's just a well-rounded good character, much like Fox. He doesn't have anything explicitly broken or like, oh my god, that's bullshit, but he is a very, very good character. Falco is definitely going to be the best character we're putting in B tier here. Falco's down air spike is really, really good. Down air's up tilt in let's see. He has up tilt, down air, up tilt. Like, he is an insanely good character. But he is stifled extremely hard by his recovery, so I can't put him any higher than B. Like, he has insane kill potential, but he also has insane potential to be killed. Yeah. Dr. Mario, I'm gonna move Mario below Donkey Kong. Dr. Mario, again, kind of the same archetype of Luigi and Mario, except like obviously just a little bit more powerful. I think the thing that makes him different though is that down air spike, and in this game, whereas like in Ultimate, for example, like that's not really a huge deal. Like, yeah, he has a spike, and like Mario has forward air and ultimate, but in Smash Remix, like having a spike that kills is super duper important, because like you can kill people really early game with a good forward air down air read, and then they're done. You can't do that with Luigi or Mario, so I think that makes him significantly better than the two. In fact, I think I'm gonna put Mario at top of C tier. The more I think about it in comparison to Dr. Mario and the matchups, just the insane kill power on this character for not that much of a damage reduction and heavier weight. Like, he's just better in every way than Mario. Dark Samus, he's kind of hard to place, but I would say like directly next to Samus, like slightly better. Her moves are a little more powerful, like her down smash, for example, but like by and large, she is the exact same character with just a couple different things. She has a nair change, which is like kind of good, but it doesn't really do what you need it to do, as opposed to Samus's. Like, she's definitely better than Samus, but I don't think she's like noticeably different enough for that to make a significant change between the two. Now, Wario, A tier character. Side B combos into itself off stage. It allows you to recover with it afterwards. Up air is massive. That stupid clap will get you every time. It has a shit ton of priority. His Nair is fantastic. It is a great combo setup. Wario is just a well-rounded character in every regard. Lucas is also an A tier character. His Nair sets up for up air strings, so you can do Nair, up air, down air, and then chase, tech chase and get another Nair into an up air, down air. He has really good off stage. He can recover from basically anywhere. He's obviously exploitable just like Ness's is, but it's a little bit harder to do so because he can recover from just a little bit farther away. His tether grab isn't fantastic. I'm not a huge fan of it, but I mean, Lucas combos are just insane. Like, down air into up smash is a true combo at certain percents, and that just kills you at like 75. He is insane. Bowser, definitely a character that could be good. Bowser has a lot of potential. He has a lot of potential with how much damage his moves do, with how fast he is, with his side B command grab, with his up B out of shield. Like, there's so much, or up B out of, I'm thinking of Smash Ultimate, with his down air strings. Like, Bowser could be a very, very, very good character, but unfortunately, SDI takes away a lot of what he has to offer. Like, if you could just not SDI, Bowser would be the best character in the game, because you just get hit by down air, and then down air, and then down air, and then down air, and then up smash, and you're dead. But with the advent of SDI, you can escape those things a little bit too easily. So Bowser is going to be stuck at the bottom of B for right now. Wolf. Wolf is an S tier character. Wolf's back air is a massive disjoint that does massive damage and knockback. He has insane movement options. His neutral B will kill off stage. Like, almost every member of this cast, save Pikachu here, if they get hit by neutral B off stage, they're dead, because they have to recover in a certain way, and then Wolf's down air is right there to cover it. His up B is fantastic. It has a ton of priority over a lot of things, and even if you do get hit, like if someone does hit you, it'll typically clank. He has, shine trains. He has up B. He has neutral B. He is just an insanely good character. He's just insanely strong. Like, and nothing absurdly broken about him. He's just the peak of A tier, right? He's so good in A tier that he becomes S tier. He is just really strong across the board. Strong kill moves. His moves are fast. He's just a very, very good character. Conker is definitely an F tier character. One of the better F tier characters. But like, for a setup character in this game, if you can get your setups, you're really good, right? Like, Conker will be able to kill you off of a grenade throw into a forward air, into a down air or something, but you also have to get the opponent into that. And unfortunately, unlike, Conker's kind of the Snake of this game, and unfortunately, unlike Snake, like, you can't do sticky, you can't activate the grenade at any time. Like, you have to have someone step directly where you want them to step at the time you want them to step at, and then you have to capitalize on that punish. Whereas, like, Snake in Smash Ultimate or Brawl, it's just like, oh, here's C4, don't step there, and if they get even remotely close to it, boom, C4, they have to avoid it, and then you're right there. Like, Conker has a ton of potential, but, like, I don't see that potential going anywhere. So, for right now, like, he's at the bottom of F. Marth, I've gone back and forth onto whether or not I want to put him in S tier, because Marth has a lot. Marth is really, really good. Marth has really strong neutral. Marth has really strong advantage, really strong a lot of things, but what he really lacks is his disadvantage. Because, like, if Marth gets blown off to, like, the far blast zone on the right, like where my arm is right now, like, he's gonna have to side B all the way back. And if your character has a projectile, if your character has Falcon Kick or Warlock Kick or, like, anything to, like, contest that out there, Marth's just done. He has to drop below it, and then he can't get back up with his up B. He's exploitable off stage to the point where he's just neutered out of S tier, but he's really, really good. Like, up tilt, down air, tech chase, down tilt. Like, he has so many interesting combos and ways to do it with. He just struggles too much in disadvantage. Mewtwo, another kind of hard to place character. I'm also going to put him in B tier, just above Bowser. Mewtwo has a lot of really interesting things. I think Disable is really, really broken in the context of Smash 64, because if you hit it, you just get a 0 to death and it's over for your opponent. But at the same time, Mewtwo also doesn't really have a ton of tools to help him get disable, right? Like, what are you going to do as Mewtwo when you're fighting Sonic or any of the Spaceys or with that movement, or Kirby or Pikachu who are small and able to move around all the time? Like, getting a disable is really good, but it's not going to happen often enough, and it's not something that you want to throw out in neutral, because like you use disable, boom, you're getting hit by Kirby down air up tilt, and now you've taken like 35% and you're going to die. He definitely has a lot of good matchups. Like, I think he handily beats everyone from B down to F, right? I think he even beats like DK and Jigglypuff and probably Mario in A tier, but like he also doesn't have the matchups against the rest of these characters, nor does he do well enough in neutral. Now Sonic is gonna go right to second on S tier, because it's the same thing with Ultimate, right? Like, he can just camp you out. His moves are really fast. His moves are really good. Uh, like like I'm kind of ranking him off of potential here, because I don't think a lot of like remix players Sonics play like Sonics does in Ultimate, but there is so much potential with Sonics. Like, if you wanted to camp out in Smash 64, which is kind of hard to do, you could still do it with Sonic in this game, and that's crazy. Sonic has so much potential, and I think is probably the second best character in the game above Kirby. Sheik, a very solid A tier. I have very little to say about Sheik. She's just good across the board. I think she's a little bit better than Lucas, but not better than Wario. Sheik is just a solid character, and that's all there is to it. Marina is very, very interesting, because she gets better depending on like who you're fighting. Like, if you're fighting any of the or no, I guess not Falco. If you're fighting any of the species except Falco, or you're fighting Link, or you're fighting Ness, or you're fighting Samus or Dark Samus, or young Link, she destroys you. Like, her down B ability, where she can just suck up a projectile and turn it into something else, like the things that she gets out of that are insane. Like, she gets so many combo setups just from like, oop, I have an item now that I can use. It's like she literally has Rob's gyro from Ultimate, if she's playing a character with down B. And then but then on the other side of that argument, like, you have characters like Jigglypuff or Captain Falcon or Wolf, who doesn't really need to use Blaster, right? Who can really give her a hard time and hassle her. I think she's like really in the middle of the pack. She's really like she has a lot of potential, but like I've never seen it, and I don't see, not that I don't see it, but like I haven't seen it realized by a lot of players. DDD is going to go at the top of C. He's really big. He's got a okay recovery, and he's got armor on that recovery, but at the same time, like, he just suffers from heavy-itis, right? Like, his moves are really slow. They don't combo into each other as much as good. Like, whereas, like, if you have a Fox player, you're going to see, like, 8, 9, 10 hit combos with different moves. DDD, the most you're going to see is probably, like, 4, and that's with a multi-hit. Like, he's not the most fantastic character in the game, and I think definitely putting, instead of it being RNG like it was in Brawl, or just him straight up having Gordo like he does in Ultimate, like having to hold and charge Gordo, like, you're never going to get time to do that against most of this cast, unless it's like Donkey Kong is charging up his bomb or Samus is charging up neutral B. Like, you're never going to get the time to have Gordo, and even then Gordo's not even that good. Like, he just like, but he has kill power. Like, I mean, the problem with this game is no one's really all that bad, right? Like he has stuff, but he doesn't have stuff like the rest of this cast does. Slippy, I'm just gonna put right next to Fox. The spacey archetype in this game is really, really good. Like, really, really good. But I think she's slightly worse than Fox. In fact, you know what? Now that I think about it, and I give it a little bit more thought, I think she's bottom of A tier. Neutral B, it hits really hard, and if it hits you off stage, you're done for, right? Like, no one survives Slippy neutral B hit off stage. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't think she has the tools in neutral to be like an S tier character. Like, she certainly got good stuff. Like, her feet grow by like 25% when she does down air, and her up tilt is really good and it combos into a bunch of stuff, but like she's not doing anything that Fox is doing more effectively than he is. A little bit more damage, and like she's got a better recovery in terms of distance, but her recovery is like infinitely more exploitable than Fox's, because not only does it like it goes farther, but it goes way slower than Fox's does. So whereas Fox can kind of sneak around you sometimes, Slippy's not doing any of that. And if you have a character that has any sort of spike at all, you can do just like back throw at like 30% and just wait for the recovery, and then she's dead, guaranteed every single time. Like, like she's good, but like her weaknesses really bring her down. Goemon, Goemon's at the top of B. No, top B, bottom A, top of B, bottom A. We're gonna leave him at the top of B. He's got a lot of really, really weird stuff, like side or neutral B, the one where he grabs you. Sorry if I got that wrong. I don't play much Goemon. Like the one where he throws out his hook chain and like grabs you. Like he's got a lot of interesting stuff to do, but again, like the recovery is really, really good, and you can move around it a lot. But like you can't really do much from it. Like you have a little swing you can do when you're doing that recovery, but it's not that good. And if anyone's below you, you're done for. Um, and he just again like doesn't have the tools in neutral to just like handily beat a character like Marth or Wolf. Like Wolf just sits there and does back air. What does Goemon do about that? Like what does Goemon do about forward air on Marth or neutral air on Marth or projectiles from Youngling? Like he's okay, but like I don't think he's great. Which I've seen a lot of people say like, oh, Goemon's great and fantastic and like a great character, but like I don't agree with it. I think it's all propaganda. Now Peppy would be like top of S tier because of down B, but because that move is banned in most tournaments, he's going all the way down to B tier below Marina. Um, Peppy is definitely on his face the weakest of all the spacies in this game if you're taking out down B, right? Like down B infinites are stupid and crazy, and he's ridiculous, right? But almost all tournaments I've gone to, that's banned. So when like you have to take him at about face without that move, he's not that great. Like I would rather be playing Slippy or Falco or Fox any day of the week over Peppy if it was just fundies. His forward air does not combo correctly. His up air is weaker than most of the spacies. I believe he's got the slowest movement off the top of my head. He's just not as good in every conceivable way. The only thing that makes him like anywhere near good is like that neutral B, right? And the fact that he still has spacey movement, but or that not that neutral B, that down B. But other than that, he's kind of a very mid spacey. Banjo and Kazooie, uh, they're a C tier character. Banjo and Kazooie don't have a ton of really good stuff. Like you have Egg Shooter, but Egg Shooter is like one of the worst projectiles in the entire game. Their up B is really interesting to use, and I actually surprisingly see them like slip away from a lot of edge guards that way, but their neutral tools are just not as good as everyone above them. Like, and they don't excel at advantage or disadvantage, and without like the neutral tools of any of the characters above them, they're not getting there. Like they don't have anything that is so they don't have anything that they excel at that would make them not a C tier character. This is a character that I find weird. I'm not going to pronounce his name because I forgot what it is. He's good. He's really good. I never see anyone play this guy, and that might just be because he's like straight up banned. I'm not sure about that, but I have never actually run into someone playing this character, so this is going to be entirely guesswork on my part because I don't even play this character myself. Like I've played him a couple times just to like get him, but like from what he seems like, I'm just going to put him like middle of B tier, and I'm just going to hope that that's correct. Now, King of Fighters is a crazy cool character. I love watching King of Fighters, or not King of Fighters, Dragon King, whatever the game he's from. This character is so cool and so interesting to watch. Like up B healing you on the way down. His neutral B, which is busted as heck. His neutral tools, like he has Snake's back air, he has Ridley's forward air, he has so many interesting moves. Like, they just make him a weird character. But I love him. He's awesome. Like, down B combos into up B, and then you just heal yourself, and then you get to combo. Like, he's great. Uh, his weakest thing is disadvantage, honestly, but his disadvantage isn't horrible. And where a lot of characters with bad disadvantage I've put in A tier, or bad disadvantage with and good everything else I've put in A tier, I'm gonna give him S tier. He's definitely the bottom of S tier, but he's his tools and his potential to come back and the things that he can do to you are just absolutely disgusting. And he's just a wonderfully designed character in the worst kind of way. uh I'm not gonna rank Metal Mario, Giga Bowser, Giant DK, or Metal Luigi or Supersonic, but I will rank Mad Piano because you do see Mad Piano players. Um, Mad Piano is a C tier. Uh, where I want to put him in C tier is another question. So Mad Piano has interesting combo strings, but a lot of his stuff is really slow. He can't down air off stage, so he has to hit you with like a on the side of the stage down air if he wants to spike you. He does have a command grab, but it's really hard to actually hit it. His up tilt's good. I can give him that. He has up tilt down air, which that's something. But like, I don't think Mad Piano has a lot of good tools, and the tools that he does have that are good, like his spike, which would kills at like any percent, also kill him. So I'm gonna put him below Samus, like bottom of C tier, because like he's an interesting, funny joke character, but he just doesn't have the tools necessary to be a competent one. And that's my list. I think that's probably, hopefully, that's about as good as I can get it from my understanding of that game. I've played a couple thousand hours of Smash Remix now, and like this, to the best of my knowledge, this seems to be the best kind of shape up for these characters. So have a good one. Thank you.